humid conditions.
Yo, turn that shit down. Yo, what's up? It's Captain Full. We're gonna talk about Fighter of the Decade. Okay, I'll just explain something. Fighter of the Year, I got Wilder for 10 consecutive wins, tied with Muhammad Ali. Okay, that's for the year. Okay, for 2019. That's that. Okay, now I'm talking about the decade fighter, the fighter of the decade. Is it Canelo? Is it Andre Ward? Is it Mayweather? Is it Loma? Is it Crawford? Is it Spence? Listen, it just makes common sense. When we say a decade, do we mean 5 years? Do we mean 7 years? Or do we mean 10 years? A decade is a fucking decade, bro. A decade is a decade. What you have accomplished in a decade. Okay? So I'm just putting that on record that a decade means 10 years. Okay? So you say Andre Ward, I say no. He retired 2017. End of discussion. I'm sorry. End of discussion. Now, it's what you accomplish within that 10 years. You win some, you lose some. Okay? That doesn't mean when you lose, you can't be fighter of the decade. Because fighter of the decade means what you had done. It does not mean if you lost. Okay? So let's get that Let's get that straight. So now we move to Canelo. He lost one, but he's still considered one of the fighters for decade. But guess what? He got popped twice for steroids, for clenbuterol, for eating it in the meat that he said he didn't know. Okay, so now let's go. You say, well, the hair sample cleared him. Sorry, the hair sample didn't clear him. The money cleared him. He got busted twice, and it's on record, and he got suspended. Case closed, not the decade of the year. Not the decade fighter. Sorry. Not 10 years, not the decade fighter. He's been disqualified. Sorry. Let's move on. Now, let's go to Mayweather. Okay? Let's go to Mayweather. Mayweather. How many fights he had in a decade? 9 fights, I think, in a decade? Yeah. He got 9 fights in a decade. His last boxer that he did fight was Berto. Yes, he did beat Manny Pacquiao, and the pay-per-view numbers was awesome. Okay? So, yes, he beat everybody the 9 times. His last fighter was Berto. He did fight an MMA fight after that. It was McGregor. Then he fought Yush, some Japanese dude that was not a boxer. Okay? And then he retired again. So he did not do the full decade. Okay? He did accomplish a lot of things, but not for the whole decade. Okay? Did he fight in 19? No, he didn't fight in 19. When did he retire? Y'all know when he retired. He didn't fight the whole decade. Come on. Let's just be honest. When we talk fight of the decade, that means from 2010 to 2020. It just makes sense, okay? Now, yes, I do got Manny Pacquiao, a fighter of the decade. Yes, I am going to pick him, okay? So, fighter of the decade, Pacquiao lost to Mayweather. Pay-per-view numbers was still good because one can't do with the other, all right? So, they both won on that situation. Pay-per-view numbers did awesome, okay? The highest within that decade. That goes for Mayweather and that goes for Pac. They both was in the ring. Okay? Mayweather won, Pacquiao lost, but guess what? Who's still fighting? Pacquiao. Thank you very much. Hush your mouth. Okay, so Pacquiao lost to Mayweather. That doesn't mean that he's not fighter of the decade because he lost to Mayweather and Mayweather beat Pacquiao. It doesn't work that way. It's the accomplishments you did within that 10 years. Okay? Now, how many times did Pacquiao fight in that decade? He fought 12 times. He lost 4 times. Okay? 2 of them is opinion. It's optional. Jeff Horn, you could say that he won. I could say that he lost. Hey, it's on the record books. Jeff Horn won. Okay? Timothy Bradley, I thought he got robbed. You say he didn't. He lost. But guess what? 12 out of 4. That's 12 fights. 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16 fights in a decade. Okay, we all talking about a decade. We're not talking about half a decade. You know, none of that bullshit we talking about. Okay? That's it. And most of those 16 fights were champion fights. They were champion fights. It was fights with people that was champions of champions. Okay? So let's stop the bullshit. Ward retired at 2017. Okay? That's the end of that. Now, let's make history again. If Manny Pacquiao do get this decade of the fighter of the decade, you know who he's tied with, right? Two times he's gonna be Sugar Ray Robinson. Tied with Sugar Ray Robinson for being a fighter of the decade for 2 consecutive times. Okay? Fighter of the year, I gave to Wilder because he just 10 consecutive wins with tied with Muhammad Ali. He did accomplish a lot of stuff this year. Can I say, so we don't have Canelo in the race no more because I disqualified him. Just listen, if it was Manny Pacquiao, you would have disqualified his ass for being on steroids. And you're still saying he's on steroids, but there's no proof, like it was proof of Canelo. But you're still saying it, okay? You're saying he's on Holostein. You're saying he's on HGH. You're saying all this shit, saying his head is big. But like I said, if his head is big, hit the fucking target. But you can't hit the fucking target. You can't knock this nigga out. Steroids don't make your chin strong. Sorry. It can make you fast, but it can't make your chin strong. It can't make your chin strong, bro. Okay? The man never got popped. Canelo got popped. He's disqualified for fight of the decade. The fuck is wrong with you? Don't you understand that? Okay? And Mayweather, yes, he accomplished a lot. He beat Pacquiao, but he didn't fight the whole decade. So that's common sense. Ward, he didn't fight the whole decade. Okay? Let's see. Who can we add onto this list? Crawford, he unified 140. Beautiful. But you don't understand. Manny Pacquiao, at the age of 41, 16 fights in the decade, he accomplished a lot. I'm not going to go through the whole list of what he accomplished. Okay? You got to go down the line and check your history. But the last thing I remember he accomplished in 2019 was being Keith Thurman and got the belt right now. It goes to Manny Pacquiao. That's it. From 2010 to 2019, listen, it is what it is. You don't like it, too bad. A decade is a decade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're done. You retire. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You retire. Not 5 years and then you retire. No, it's not working that way. Not fighting MMA fighters. And the last fight was Berto. No. Just because Mayweather had a lot of pay-per-view, well, guess what? Pacquiao had a lot of pay-per-view. They both did it together, but guess who's still fighting? Pacquiao. End of the fucking discussion. That's it. Okay? That's what it is. 10 years is 10 fucking years. Not what this and who won and who lost. Okay? It doesn't fucking matter who won and lost because Pacquiao wins some and he lost some. He had 12 out of 4. 16 fights, 12 out of 4. Okay? But the man, yo, he's the fighter of the decade. End of discussion, yo. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to like it, but that's what it is. Fighter of the year, Wilder, for me. That's my opinion. But decade, Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Because he went the whole fucking decade. Shit.